Hey Bob, how have you been?
Pretty good, Graham. Say, have you seen that new movie Star Wars 4: A New Hope?
Yeah, it's alright.
I disagree.
What? It was amazing. It made me want to pet Ewok.
A Wookiee like Chewbacca could take as many Ewoks as you like in a fight, but I digress. I thought the use of physics was rather shaky.
No way! There were tons of exemplary uses of physics laws and concepts throughout that movie.
Oh yeah, Graham? Name one.
You know what? I will. Take a look. Newton's first law, the law of inertia. An object at rest remains at rest, and an object in motion continues in motion with a constant velocity unless the object experiences net external force.
Take over. We've got a bad transmitter. I'll see what I can do.
So we see that the guard is at rest in front of the door. According to the first law, he will remain at rest until he experiences a net external force. Indeed, he was at rest until Chewbacca punched him, applying a net external force on him. The guard begins flying to the left, no longer in rest, due to the external force exerted upon him by Chewbacca's fist, showing that this law is applied well in this movie.
But according to that law, shouldn't the guard have to continue to fly into the left forever? After all, it does state that an object in motion will continue in motion at a constant velocity. Why is it that he came crashing down amongst the crates?
You're missing a crucial ingredient: gravity. While in the air, the guard was also experiencing the force of gravity pulling him down. Therefore, he eventually fell down to the floor, where the force of gravity and the force of the floor balanced each other out. As a result, he ended up at rest rather than in motion.
Alright, granted, that's pretty good physics.
Newton's second law. The acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the net external force acting on the object and inversely proportional to the object's mass. In other words, sigma F equals m times a, or total net force, is equivalent to mass times acceleration. So, Bob, if you're still not convinced, let me show you how this scene accurately reflects the laws of physics. What Newton's second law essentially says is that the total net force is equivalent to the mass times acceleration, as modeled by the following equation. In the first stage, Han Solo is in free fall. Now, applying Earth's physics, this means that he's accelerating at negative 9.81 meters per second squared. Assuming he, a healthy young man, is about 75 kilograms, that means his net force would be negative 735.75 newtons. So, when he hits the floor, he hits it with a force of negative 735.75 newtons. However, when the external force of the floor acts upon him, it causes him to accelerate in a positive manner and reduces his net force to 0 newtons. This clip from the movie Star Wars accurately reflects that, and thus we can conclude the scene has used good physics.
Well, I have an example in which the physics of Star Wars clearly fails.
Oh yeah? Enlighten me.
Do you remember Newton's third law?
Of course I remember it. To every force there is an equal and opposite reaction. Newton's third law. If two objects interact, the magnitude of the force exerted on object 1 by object 2 is equal to the magnitude of the force simultaneously exerted on object 2 by object 1, and these two forces are in opposite directions.
In this scene, we see the bullet hit the general, exerting a force and inducing a reaction.
Well, isn't that exactly what Newton's third law states?
Not exactly. Now, when you look closely, you can see that while the forces might be equal, are they opposite? I think not. Let's look at this chart I drew for you. The bullet, going in the positive y direction, hits the general. In response, the general should also fall in the positive y direction with an equal force. However, instead he swerves to the side.
Oh, I get it. So instead of accelerating in the opposite direction, he does so to his left?
Precisely. We can conclude that, in this case at least, the physics of Star Wars fails.
Well, Bob, regardless of your last argument, I think I've won this debate.
I'm not so sure. I'm willing to bet a lot of money that a singular Wookiee is able to give even multiple Ewoks a thrashing.
Not that debate. The one about the physics used in Star Wars.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They did abuse the second law once, but overall they did a fairly okay job in remaining accurate.
How does that make you feel?
Pretty good, actually.
Want to join the rebellion?
Eh, why not?